just finished sorting my modern event decks, so everybody wins.
And I just reached the end of my goddamn patience.
So now you're salty.
Did you notice that I didn't say I'm at the end of my rope because I don't want to make fun of my uncle who committed suicide last weekend? Because he definitely hanged himself. Hanged. Has hanged. Don't talk about how hung my uncle was, you sick fuck. Doesn't matter if he has a big dick now, he's cremated. Yeah. I don't know, when you have a big dick and they cremate you, like the guy at the crematorium's like, that those ashes are like 5% cock.
Do you think they say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen every episode of 6 Feet Under.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, since you don't know what it is, you can't verify that Phil the crematorium guy didn't constantly talk about what percentage of a dead guy's cremains were cock.
Did you say cremains because they're cremated remains? Is that what you said?
That's what they call them. They called them cremains. They made a portmanteau of the word cremation and the word remains. Yeah.
This show sounds stupid, and you sound stupid for watching it.
It's better than every show you've ever watched. I guarantee it.
Disagree.
What's a better show than 6 Feet Under that you like?
MASH.
Well, unlike suicide, this conversation's painful.
There you go. All right, let's podcast.
We are podcasting.
No.
This is all good. This is all good.
Yeah, that joke about cremation was the running intro.
Is it?
Yeah.
So now
it's my uncle. I can talk. This is how I grieve.
So now we're podcasting. We're done.
Yep.
No intro.
Let's see.
Welcome, everybody. No, just kidding. We're already podcasting. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm going to read our show notes verbatim. It says, first bullet point. Are we good at set reviews?
Yes.
Okay.
We're as shitty at set reviews as everybody else is.
I want to point out.
You didn't link us the show notes.
Really shitty.
Wow.
Well, you never read the show. Have you ever read the show notes?
No, but he's still supposed to link them.
That's a good point. Corbin, why haven't you linked us to show notes? Please link them so I can ignore them.
I've linked them to you to
Did you guys do the Twitter poll about whether I'm tilted and or salty?
No, everyone knows you're always both.
Okay.
I hear DJ typing. I guess he's doing it now. Okay, so the point being, maybe we didn't say Teferi was a good buy. However, we did say Lyra Dawnbringer was a good buy. So use the money we made you.
No, we
off
didn't.
Of
We said Lyra Dawnbringer was a fucking Baneslayer. And if you don't buy a Baneslayer for $5, you deserve to lose all your money.
That is sort of what we said, yeah, I guess. That could be true. Anyways, the point is, take the money we made you with Lyra Dawnbringer and put it into Fairies. Or don't, because it was just our city event and nothing matters until the Pro Tour anyways.
Nothing else matters.
Also, like, all the results are coming from a Star City Classic, which is just like, it's like a 7-round tournament. Which is, it's obviously not nothing.
Can I talk about my greatest regret from this set review was making the perfect joke, which was more like, what's that thing? Something, story of banality, and I said story of banality, which was a good joke, and it had nothing to do with how I felt about the card. But
oh, yeah?
Like,
you just thought the card was great, but you called it that instead?
I didn't have an opinion about the card because I have no idea how it would play out until I started playing in Limited, and I was like, oh, you can't beat that card. So
Heard it here first. Buy all the mythics if they're good and limited.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Wait,
No,
somebody told me there was a Star City Games Classic to look at. Is that true?
Did you verify it before this cast like a good podcast?
I thought we hadn't started podcasting yet. All right, I found it, fam. Don't worry. Oh, it turns out their website's just broken, and when you click on deck lists, it doesn't show you deck lists.
So the point is, most of the time, a $30 Planeswalker, or even like a $20 Planeswalker, most likely isn't worth it. I think we should structure our set review different next time and just kind of talk about general rules, because here's the deal. If you expect us to predict the metagame before the pros, better than the pros weeks before they figure it out,
one
we're not
expects
going to
that.
do well.
Nobody expects that.
Jason.
You read one Reddit comment, you're scarred for life, dude.
No
I'm
one
not
expects
scared. I'm just
that.
sort of like, but no, that's
you're
what
salty,
they
you're right.
expect if they expect us to fucking nail every pick.
They
It's like,
don't.
Oh, how did you not know?
Look, the way we approach set reviews is that we are supposed to provide what could happen with cards based on things, and usually based on the things that the pro we have on the set review is saying, right? For instance, we talked to Corey about how good Lyra Dawnbringer was, and we said, well, this is underpriced for how good it is. We talked to him about Teferi, and he wasn't incredibly sold on Teferi. None of us were incredibly sold on Teferi, and we said, well, okay, it's a Planeswalker. We all know that they can be $20 or $25 if they're good at the beginning, but they're not going to hold that price. And they're probably going to get figured out, and the price is going to come down, and the majority of them come down. It's very, very rare that the most expensive card in a set, especially if that card is a Planeswalker, stays the most expensive card or doubles after that, right? Like, no one is mad, I think, that we didn't know that Teferi was going to be in 3 of the top 4 decks of the Classic last weekend, right? I think that we did what we were supposed to do. What we did feel strongly about was Lyra, and we told people to buy it, and they made money on that. So you can't hit them all, but, I think that
You can be expected to hit them all because our patrons who go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery and give us between $1 and $40 per month.
Jason.
No, it can't be. It's got to be per episode.
Oh, good point. Maybe it's
$1
month,
per.
So,
$1
Jason, what do
per
the $20 patrons get?
They're supposed to get a glass, and then DJ sends me an email. He's like, "Hey man, all these people will get glasses," and I was like, "Oh."
and then 2 months later, they get a glass.
And 2 or 3 months later, like, I'd sent a bunch of them out. I haven't got an email from DJ in a while, so that either means like I'm slacking, or there's like one dude I'm supposed to send glasses to, and I know his name, and then I was like, oh, well, I didn't have your address, so I couldn't send them to you. And he's like, oh, LOL, here's my address. That's probably my fault. And that was 2 months ago, and I still haven't sent that dude glasses. That's probably what happened. Or we're just not getting new patrons. And here's the deal. You can become a patron. You can go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery and give us like $1 a month, which is like 20 or 25 cents an episode. You can have access to our Discord server, and you can like poop on us and say, your set review sucked, you guys suck, you're bad. Corbin looks like he smells like meat. That's true. And DJ looks like he smells like coffee grounds. Also true. And Jason looks like he smells like Old Spice. And I don't know if that's an old guy reference or the fact that I have impeccable taste and scent.
And disappointment.
Yeah.
All right.
I think both of those are overpowered by the alcohol.
I hadn't voted on
that...
DJ's poll yet, but I'm going to go vote now.
Go vote.
What do you know? One person voted no, and it was Jason.
I didn't vote no. We will be 2. Watch. It'll be 2.
Liar.
No, I haven't found the poll yet. I'm too drunk. Where is it? Is it on Twitter? Oh, fuck. I clicked something and it went away. See, look, now there are 2 no votes, so suck it. So what the point is, you can go to be our patron. And if you don't want to be our patron, you could make us happy for free. You go to youtube.com/Brainstorm Brewery and you smash that subscribe button. Then you go to that bell icon. That seductive vulva-looking bell icon that's just tempting you. It's like, ooh, you could get notifications if you finger bang me, and just blast it.
Really?
Just use 4 of your fingers on your mouse button. Just be like, and just like get our notifications all up in your business. And that'll be a thing you can do for free. You can subscribe. You can like us on Facebook. We're doing a giveaway when we get to a certain amount of likes on Facebook. We're trying to become a thing on YouTube because it's like, hey, we are the single most successful Magic the Gathering podcast. Where do you go from there? You invade YouTube and you start gaining ground there. You start becoming the best YouTube MTG podcast.
Did Jason call us the single most successful Magic podcast?
I think he did.
Okay, just checking.
Well, that's just objective. Like that, the facts bear that out. So it's not me saying that. That's just like the numbers are like, wow, you guys are far and away the best podcast. Why don't you have more patrons? Well, maybe because people don't know. They go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery.
Stop.
I didn't do it last week.
That's true. I'll give you that. You did not do it.
I'm doing week. 2. I'm smashing. I'm pretending our Patreon pitches are hot women. And I'm smashing them together. And
just to be sure, the $20 level does get the drinking glass, right?
They get 2 handsome drinking glasses sent directly to their house from my house.
Okay, so they do get drinking glasses, right?
I don't understand. I don't even know what the answer is here.
he's doing some Socratic thing to like shame me for not sending that one guy. I'm gonna say his name on the podcast, so he feels better about the fact he's like, I think I feel like I should have gotten a glass. And I was like, oh, I didn't have your address. And he's like, here's my address. It's guys, JW. JW.
Nope. That's wrong.
No, Jason Westbrook. Jason Westbrook. You're
might be
waiting
correct,
on your glasses.
But it's also wrong
I didn't send him.
There's more than one. Like apparently, there's more than one. So
whatever.
That is not the person I'm referencing.
All right. To be fair, everyone knew that's what happened when we put Jason in charge of the drinking glasses.
Yeah, I drink.
No one did not see that coming.
Look, dude, I'm not going to go to the post office.
It's part of the experience.
It is part of the experience.
Hey, Jason Westbrook, maybe I'll feel bad and I'll send you 3 drinking glasses because I jerked all around.
What a bro! Hear that? It worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end. What is it like an emergency? Did your sump pump not? And you're trying to bail out your basement. And you're like, if only I had drinking glasses. You're fine. There's no Brainstorm Brewery drinking glass emergency, you nerd.
So one time when I was younger. When I first moved into a house and I was not an expert at home ownership, I did have
you are now.
I did have a situation where I needed more things to bail water.
An 8-ounce glass have really got you.
It might have, man. Our water pump exploded or whatever, right? Started leaking everywhere.
Or whatever. Our water thing went kaboomy.
Yeah, the well backed up or whatever, right? And
did you get to post on MTG Gore?
I did not. It didn't destroy any magic cards. It did, however, mess up a lot of carpet in my house. It messed up a lot of my house. And I just sat there and I tried to contain the water coming out of it and I couldn't find the off switch on it. Blah, blah, blah. I tried to turn the water off, but I couldn't get into the thing without the proper tool that we didn't have, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like using every giant thing we have, desperately trying to bail water outside, doing it for like 20 minutes while Marion rushes home from work. I'm obviously losing the battle. Water's getting everywhere. It's a disaster in our house. She walks in. She's like, "Did you try this switch?" And just flips it off.
Oh, that's like the most emasculating thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was. It wasn't a great day. No.
If you were a 1950s male, you would have drank yourself to death for sure.
That's true. It would have just been over at that point.
But since you're a house husband, you're like, yeah, whatever. Thanks for bringing home the bacon and shutting off the water, honey.
You know, I've never
a real feminist man can admit that his wife sometimes knows some shit he doesn't.
Well, I've never been handy.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've never been handy, and she is, so it works out.
That's cool. It's good that you married somebody who wasn't equally useless. Otherwise, your house would have just.
Well, I just usually just pay people to do stuff for me, right? Because I just like.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's why you have money.
That is a good strategy.
It's like yard work. I had to do that crap when I was a kid.
My wife does the yard work. It's weird.
Yeah, my wife used to mow because I told her when we got a house, we could either get a house with a concrete backyard or she could mow, but regardless, or we could pay somebody to mow, but regardless, I wasn't going to mow because
Why would you mow? Mowing's easy.
I was traumatized. No.
Did
when
you
I was
run
a
over
kid,
your own
man.
Stupid foot?
No, when I was a kid, my dad gave me like a 30-year-old lawnmower and was like, "Here's our giant backyard. Use this lawnmower." And it was like a pull to start thing, only it would never start. It was 1 billion years old. It never worked. It'd be hot as hell in Oklahoma on Sundays. I'd get chased by bees. And the thing wouldn't start. It was a disaster every week. It was horrible. And then I'd have to weed eat with an old-ass weed eater that wouldn't work. And I would just tear up my knuckles trying to start the thing over and over again. And I spent many years of my life as a kid doing this, not knowing any better. So, yeah, I'm straight traumatized by yard work. And will not do it.
I don't have trauma to blame. I'm just lazy. And my wife's like, I pulled weeds all weekend. And I was like, that's cool. I was at a funeral.
I mean, I'm down for like gardening or whatever. I mean, I'm not really into it, but I can help with that stuff and like dig up things or whatever. But like the actual yard work that involves equipment that can fail, no, man, just pay somebody to do it.
That's a good strat, man. I was on the other side of that equation. I did landscaping for a summer, and what I learned was I should study harder. That was the summer between junior and senior year of college. And I was like, yep, you're right. I will apply myself.
Was that junior or senior year of law school?
No, I didn't have a junior or senior year of law school.
Why's
what
that?
I learned in law school was like, I should not be in law school. I don't think, honestly, so many people try so hard to get into law school and fail. They can't get in because they're not good enough. So the fact that I went and fucked around and I was like, I shouldn't be here and quit.
After racking up a bunch of student loans.
It's fine. I paid it off within 2 years of working as a chemist. It's fine. It's not a big deal. So, like, the fact I'm not embarrassed that I like left law school.
I'm not embarrassed that I left grad school either, but you guys still shit on me for it.
But both of you should be. That's what you're missing.
Do you think I'd be happier now as a lawyer than I am as a
no, absolutely
PG financier? No way.
I don't know the answer to that question.
You can't answer that question.
I mean,
Jason's like your best friend, Corbin. How do you not know that about his feelings?
I know that.
We talk about what?
Jason and I do similar things, but I don't know if he's happy sitting at home or not. I get out of the house at least to go to events sometimes. Jason doesn't, and I guess you have comedy, so it kind of feels the same thing. But I imagine, and I see why, typically it's the stereotype, right? Is that women stay at home, and it's kid. I can see how it can be very hard on people sitting at home all day with a kid and not really getting a lot of interaction.
You said hard on. Yeah, it's not 1940. I go out literally every night. I go out every single night of the week. And go do either comedy or magic, so it's fine. I'm not cooped up at home. My daughter's really smart, and it's fine. My life is awesome.
Yeah, DJ, you jerk.
Yeah, but you won't know because you don't have a kid because you are a kid, and kids aren't allowed to have kids.
If only that were true.
All right.
I'd rather be a kid than like 46. So
yeah. Good one.
He called you old. Got him.
I'm 46. Look at my 3 gray hairs.
Got him.
YouTube watchers. These are the people that went to youtube.com/Brainstorm Brewery and they watch our YouTube stream and they can see what kind of beer I'm drinking. And the people listening to the podcast, they have no idea. I'm drinking a Founder's Backwood Bastard. Oh,
I have a very good beer. It's Dos Equis.
But they can see my 3 great. Look at my 3 gray hairs because I'm 46 years old.
What do you think about this beer? I'm drinking a Dos Equis. It means 2 sheep in Spanish.
Yeah.
What?
When I first started playing Catan, someone convinced me that Equis was sheep in Spanish and told me that a Dos Equis meant 2 sheep. So whenever we would play Catan and I want to trade sheep from somebody, I'd be like, Dos Equis, por favor. But then it turns out it doesn't mean that. It means XX.
Were you too sheepish to correct him?
No. I was led wrong. I believed them. I trusted them naively and learned my lesson.
Did you learn your lesson not to trust that person in particular or not to trust anybody?
I'd say that person in particular. The problem is I had this person over for a gathering at my house last weekend, and they brought some Dos Equis to be nice, right? And they were like, oh, it's for your birthday or whatever, right? I reach in to grab a Dos Equis, and guess what I grab instead?
Was it a mousetrap?
It was not.
Oh.
Was it a Bud Light Lime?
No, that would be good. It was the Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, you got to drink it. Did you play the game where you got to drink the Smirnoff Ice?
I mean, not since like college, but the answer is yes. I did have to drink the Smirnoff Ice, but they went to the trouble of putting the Smirnoff Ice, the same color as the Dos Equis bottles, into the 12-pack, right? Turning all the labels to the inside and then gluing it back shut, so I couldn't tell when I opened the box.
Well,
it was a high quality. It was a high-quality troll. I had to give it to him. So, I mean, I guess I didn't really learn my lesson about trusting them.
Nope.
But, yeah.
You got bamboozled as recently as this weekend.
Yeah, as recently as, 2 days ago. Not even been 48 hours. Anyways, I guess we can talk about some magic. Who wants to do Breaking Bulk? DJ, we found your reason for existing. Breaking Bulk time.
Breaking Bulk time. Breaking Bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, Breaking Bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking Bulk. The end.
Breaking Bulk time.
World Wake Red Rare. Go.
World Wake Red Rare?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? No, it's not Obsidian Fireheart.
It's Obsidian Fireheart and it's a mythic, yeah. I'm trying to remember World Wake.
Is it the
Lava
Devastating
Balls.
Summons?
Oh, that's a good one.
You said Devastating Summons and Lava Ball?
Lava Ball Trap.
Lava Ball Trap was Zendikar.
No,
Both of those are
that
wrong.
One, then.
Not Devastating Summons.
The thing that makes a 6/12 construct.
I think Devastating Summons is Rise of the Eldrazi, so you're wrong there too.
Up your butt.
The thing that makes a 6/12 construct.
That is Stone something. No, you're wrong.
Devastating Summons was
red rare in World Wake is so stupid. It could be a million things, you idiot.
Nope.
No, it couldn't be a million things. It's probably only 4 or 5 things. Is it Chain Reaction?
Chain Reaction. No.
It's Comet Storm.
It's not comics. That's Mythic. I honestly thought Jason would get this one pretty quickly. Not gonna lie.
It's a red rare. You're telling.
Oh, you know what? Is it the thing? Is it the Bazaar Trader?
No.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Kazul.
It is a commander card. It was reprinted in a commander precon. There you go.
I got
No, Kazul was Zendikar.
It was confirmed World Wake.
Tyrant of Cliffs? That's Zendikar for sure. Oh, son of a bitch. That was World Wake.
DJ is right. It is worth a minimal amount of money. It is not bulk.
It's worth $1.
Yeah, it's worth $1.
But I mean, yeah, this is like if you buy bulk rares or if you ever get the chance to pick through quarter boxes or whatever, this is just a card that you should probably pick out.
What's it do?
It's a very red ghostly prison-esque effect. 5 mana for a 5/4. Whenever a creature opponent controls attacks, if you are the defending player, you may create a 3/3 red ogre creature token unless that creature's controller pays 3. So,
it's wanting me some hill giants.
For every creature they attack you with, you just get a bunch of dudes.
Wasn't this a promo?
Don't think so.
I feel like I feel like this was a promo.
Even if it was, I mean, the Commander and the World Wake ones are buy-listable.
No, I agree. I really did think it was.
It is not.
I wonder what
World Wake and Commander 2016. Those are the only two.
I wonder what I'm thinking of then.
My glass says Brainstorm Brewery because the M came off of the dishwasher.
Yeah, I actually had that problem too.
Don't dishwash them.
Well, yeah. What was the promo for World Wake then? Because I really did think this card was a promo.
It was Comet Storm, wasn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
It was Mordant Dragon. I don't know. I'm talking now. Cool. Good one. Who cares?
It wasn't bad, I suppose. No, it is $1 if you just, have World Wake rares floating around or whatever.
I got one.
Okay.
This shouldn't be bulk, but I got bulk again after it was popular 4 or 5 years ago. This is a Visions uncommon that is green.
Summer Bloom.
No, that is common.
That was a good guess, though.
Visions uncommon green. You said it is bulk or it shouldn't be bulk?
It should not be bulk, but it is.
So if it is bulk, then it's not a breaking bulk?
It's bulk. You pull it out of bulk. it retails for under $1. Pull it out of bulk. But it should retail for $5 instead of less than $1. Does that make sense? Is that what we're doing here?
I mean, if it's buy listable currently, then
your mom's buy listable. You pick nickels. Everything's buy listable.
I do, and if it's a nickel pick, that's fine. I accept it.
It's more than a nickel.
Okay, that's fine.
It retails for under $1. It buy lists for more than a nickel.
That's what I wanted to know.
It should be a $7 retail card.
I just really thought Kazoo was a promo, and it seems to not be.
Yeah, I thought so too. Maybe I just saw a pre-release stamp one. Who knows?
They didn't do that then.
Oh,
is it elephant
they did. They did them
grass?
as far back as like Genesis. What are you talking about?
Is it elephant grass?
It is elephant grass.
Okay.
Sister, I looked this up.
Of course.
Yeah, elephant grass is down to like $1. It's like 50 cents on TCG Player. What is going on? Elephant grass is a Muldrotha card. For one, anything with cumulative upkeep is real suspicious in the area of Muldrotha, right? You don't pay that cumulative upkeep. You just let it go to the graveyard and it's like recycle that. Mystic Remora is up to almost $3. Elephant grass is on the rise. Like, man, you got to start picking those elephant grasses out of bulk.
No, yeah, that's a pick.
And that was like a legacy card. People were like, hey, suck it, Gabos. Suck it, Merfolk. Like, that was a card for a while, but...
Also, Summer Bloom is an uncommon.
Oh, was it uncommon in Visions? I know it was uncommon in 8th edition. Well, I told you... Well, whatever, it wasn't Summer Bloom. So... You weren't incorrect about the rarity, but you were incorrect about the pick. So
true.
You just have to be okay with that.
That's fine.
All right, I got one for you guys that I think you will be able to get. It's a Shards of Alara card. It's a common. And it is multicolor.
Common.
Yes, common multicolor.
Is it a creature?
It is not. It's an instant.
Oh. Is it
Lightning?
Kiss of Amisha?
I don't actually know if that's a pick or not. But
Kiss of Amisha is not a pick, but I'm guessing Blightning.
It is not Blightning, no.
Or no, that's a sorcery. Whoops. Oh well.
DJ got owned.
Is it? Does it have Cascade?
It does not. It's a
all the Cascade stuff was Alara Reborn.
Right. This is Shards of Alara.
Don't correct me. It
sickens
me.
It's a common.
Multicolored.
One of the colors is white.
Holy Day.
Holy Day. In
Holy
Shards
Day
of Alara.
Ooh.
It's the Angel Song or whatever. Or no,
Angel Song is mono white.
What?
I thought Angel Song was blue white.
Angel Song is mono white with cycling, dog.
Jeez, embarrassing.
I'm just going through all the Shards of Alara white cards right now.
This is supposed to be easy for you, man. This was supposed to be your thing. I'm so disappointed in you.
Is it? Oh boy, that was all the cards I'm thinking of are from
the art
Lara
is somebody with two hands holding off some sort of fiery thing being rained down.
Everybody has
hindering light.
Hindering light.
It is hindering light.
That's uncommon.
It is not.
No, it's not. He's right.
It is common, and it's over 50 cents. Also,
good job, Corbin.
I thought of Hindering Light, and because Hindering Light's one of those cards I talk about in my 75% articles because I really like
the card is great. I remember
it's not a counter spell. You're like, I countered your lightning greaves.
When I started,
it's just like, hey, don't mess with me.
When I started playing Magic around this time, it was a card I really remember when I figured out in draft that, oh my gosh, this is what a 2-for-1 is, right? I sort of figured it out.
Yeah.
Also, it's sitting next to me from bulk I picked the other night.
No, I'm proud of you, Corbin. Good job.
Dude, that's the thing when we do this game. Like, I know all the picks. I just can't name them from set 15 years ago, right? But if you'd asked me Hindering Light, I would have got it right away. Yeah.
I try to do it. That's
you don't know all the picks, Corbin.
I don't know all your nickel picks, DJ, but I know all the Hindering Lights.
I picked Chaos Sphere last week, and that's a $5 rare, and you didn't know that one.
Dude, everyone just know, like, rares are not...
Did you know there's an Aether Revolt swamp that some of them have, looks like a penis on them, so they're worth 7 cents instead of 4? Boom, DJ. All right, thanks.
All right, let's do some emails this week. This is a mailbag episode, and also kind of a freewheeling episode, as you might have noticed. We're going for peak Brainstorm Brewery here. But
I just laughed because you said mailbag.
Yep, I did say that, Jason. You're right. God, you're like my 2-year-old.
I'm a little bit smarter than your 2-year-old. Yeah, because when it's bedtime, I don't need my dad to get in bed with me.
Does that make you smart or not smart?
I have to call my daddy. He has to drive.
Man, Jason just hates. Do you just hate cuddling with your kid, man?
I love cuddling with my daughter, and we cuddle in bed, and then she goes night night, and we go read her a story, and then she's a little shit, so she says mommy, and then mommy reads her a story, and then she says daddy, and she calls me on the phone, even though I'm in the other room, and then she says hi daddy, and then she hangs up the phone. Then I go in there, and I pick her up, and I read her one more story, and then my wife goes back in, and she sings her the alphabet song. And the whole process takes about a half hour, and then she goes to bed, and she just like lays down in her crib and rolls over and says night night, and we put the covers on her. It's a half hour between bedtime and like watching some TV.
You're right, Jason. That process sounds way better
than what having your kid for 2 hours in bed, and then like
it take 2 hours.
He falls asleep a little bit, and then you like pick him up like he's a Fabergé egg, and then you move him a little bit. And he goes and wakes back up, and then you got to put him back in bed for another hour. Yeah, it sounds way better.
He went to sleep tonight in about 20 minutes. Actually, it was pretty great. All right.
See, the problem with my daughter, she's a little shit because she demands this book called Peppa the Pig's First Colors or whatever. She's like, Peppa Colors, and we're like, you have to give her that book. That's the last thing you do when you put her in bed. And then she started hiding the book around the house, not because she wants to hide the book, but because she knows that if I can't find the book, then I can't put her to bed. Wow. So it's not that she won't go to bed because she's like doesn't want to sleep.
She's running your life already.
She's a little shit. I found it behind the water softener. She's a little demon. She just like went and hid it. She toddled through the house, opened up a door. She opened a door and hid the book. You gotta
have child locks on all the doors, man.
I guess.
That's what we do.
She hid the book so she could demand the book later that night, hours later. She could demand the book. And when I couldn't produce, she's like, I guess I don't have to go to bed, right? Those are the rules that I created because I'm 2. And that's my life. But you know what? That's still better than being hours late to the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Be like, sorry.
No, okay. I actually really enjoyed tonight where I got on at 9:25 and you guys are like, we've been here, and we've all just been sitting on Skype separate from each other.
Jason and I were in a call together.
And you didn't invite me when I got on. It tells you when someone gets on.
We don't want you.
Oh, yeah? You'd rather sit around and complain? Wow. Doing it for the meme, huh?
Wait. That does sound accurate. I think we would rather. I'm like, no, that's dumb. But then I thought about it. I'm like, that sounds like my motivation. So
DJ, read us an email.
I'm going to read this tweet that says, is Jason salty and or tilted tonight? And out of 40 votes with 23 hours left and 95% reporting says yes, and 5% reporting says no.
That's science right there.
What's the margin of error?
That was a scientifically accurate poll.
I'm going to report this to Gallup real quick.
I'm so fucking tilted that you idiots think I'm salty.
Read us an email.
Oh, hey, before we do emails, apparently Joey D got top 8 of a PPTQ wearing a Brainstorm Brewery shirt with a Brainstorm Brewery mat.
Shout out!
You get no prizes. Why don't you fucking do better in the event,
Shout
idiot?
out!
So he didn't win, is what you're saying.
He lost in the top 8. He lost in like the first round. He drafted like a bag of dicks. It was the guys passing to me, cut me out of black and white. You know what? Why don't you do well? And then either give us $40 a month or do well in an episode. Or do well in an event. He wants to come on the podcast. But I was like, you know what, man? You gotta
pay us. It's not hard.
At your skill level, I think it would be easier just to pay us than it would be to spike an event.
You say all this, right? But you are giving him airtime right now.
Well,
just tell him to meet us in Vegas. I'm sure that'll happen.
I don't think he's getting married again. Disastrously.
DJ, read an email.
Email for the cast from Rafael Garcia. Greetings, non-pours. Recently joined your Patreon because I obviously have nothing better to do with $20 a month.
Welcome.
Ooh, look at this guy.
Oh, is this guy got his glasses yet? I bet he hasn't.
Then give it to a Guy Fieri cosplayer, a permanent show guest, and a guy...
What's this guy's name again?
Rafael Garcia.
That sounds foreign. I bet I haven't sent him glasses because I don't like filling out customs forms.
And a guy actively trying to get the poo people read Squatty Potty behind him. Anyway, you guys do okay work.
Squatty Potty. I got catfished by Squatty Potty, I swear to God.
Have you
yeah, they didn't. They never responded. I swear we just got
They're ghosting you.
We got catfished by Squatty Potty.
Oh, those cock teases.
I guess we can share what happened at this point.
Yeah.
Like
that. Yeah, why not?
I first contacted Squatty.
I think everybody knows what happened at this point.
Well, I first contacted Squatty Potty through a Reddit AMA they did. I talked to the person, like, they responded on the Reddit account, which, you know, was a verified thing for them, right? Person talked to me. We corresponded back and forth by email. We had a phone call. He allegedly had a business meeting with his people. We had another phone call. We've negotiated the details. They took our addresses and said, we're sending you Squatty Potties tomorrow.
They said they were sending each of us Squatty Potties to our addresses.
So Corbin gave them our personal info.
Yes, on like the 17th talk with them. Yeah, I was like, here's the address to ship them to. And they're like, okay, what's the custom URL you want to send your fans to? Okay, well, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Send us an invoice. Okay. Well, here's an invoice. Okay. Well,
we were that far along in the process.
I'll have them pay you tomorrow, and we'll start this up in a week or so once the custom URL is built. 2 days later, email. We have a new president. And they put all advertising on hold. I'm gonna have to. This thing should clear up in a few weeks. I'll get back to you. Never got back to me. Followed up with them. Never got back to me after that. Just got catfished by Squatty Potty.
Never buy a Squatty Potty.
Is there a different brand?
Like
is there like an off-brand Squatty that we can go to?
No, I want Squatty Potty to sponsor us. I'd still take them. I'd still take the sponsorship. But like, what I don't understand
is, do we want to stoop that low?
No,
do we want to squat that low?
The reason I say we got catfished and it wasn't just whatever is that they told us they sent us squatty potties. They were like, they're
asked
in the
for
mail.
my address.
I still poop like a poor. I don't get it.
Yeah, with my feet on the floor like a fucking peasant.
That's the part I don't get. Like, that was allegedly done, and yet none of us received squatty potties.
Guess what? I have more than one toilet in my house. If they sent me a freebie, I'd be like, oh no, I'm not shitting uniformly, and I'm not dragging a squatty potty into a different room of the house. I guess I have to buy one for every toilet.
Like, I went so deep into this process, had multiple phone... Like, I would love for them to come back and sponsor us, but... I just feel like I got catfished because they told us they sent us squatty potties, and I have no squatty potty, and I poop like a poor. It's just not fair. There's not squatty potty one in this house. So when we say buy a squatty potty but not yet, that's what we mean, man. There's still hope that someday they'll be like, oh no, we did you wrong. It was a minuscule amount of money in the world of advertising that we were asking for too. Like, we would have made the sales goals. Easily made the money in a month.
We would have easily
made the money. With the amount of people who are, like, holding it, there are people who've been pinching off loaves for months, waiting.
I just wanted to be able to say we were the only Magic podcast
like, dude,
sponsored
my
by
kidneys
Squatty
hurt.
Potty.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
My kidneys hurt. I gotta poop, but I'm holding it till I get a squatty potty. And I'm like, just keep holding. You clench those cheeks.
That can't be good for you.
This deal's going through presently.
So I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't know.
You
tweet at Squatty Potty. Tell them to come sponsor us. I don't know.
Yeah.
What to
tell you.
Tell that new president to get off his squatty potty. I bet he's got a squat. He's got like a
he's got
chair.
A golden one.
Yeah, he's got like an office chair that has a squatty potty in it. Yeah.
It's just absurd. Anyways, continue this email.
Money, squatty potty. You didn't do right by us. Make it right, squatty potty.
Anyway, you guys do okay work. I'm still a poor and probably will be one until I sell my third testicle to science. You guys have any predictions for Commander 2018? I know Planeswalkers are likely, but do you have any thoughts beyond that? Raph sent for the Grand Calculatron on the moon of Endor via the TARDIS.
Ooh, you don't make money guessing, dog.
That was a good sign-off.
Here's the thing. It's not going to be as obvious as it was when it was tribes, because everyone thought they were fucking genius. They're like, oh, kitty cats by waiting in the weeds. It's not going to be as obvious this time around. So I think what you're going to want to do is just wait. If it's super obvious on some stuff, if they spoil a dude that's like, I'm obviously good with a visions rare or some crap like, yeah, then you buy into that. But there's no point in speculating when we know zero info, because I kind of thought Commander 2017 was going to be like blue-white, two-color crap. Like, I was talking about that 2 years ago, about how I thought 2017 was going to be like... So, like, there's no point. So here's what you do, man. You wait. You wait until something concrete comes along, and then you spring an action.
Well, here's a counterpoint, right? They're clearly tying them to themes to the rest of Magic, which is why the last one was tribal, along with the Tribes of Innistrad.
Because the Tribes are excellent.
Okay, so here we are, entering the summer. We're in Dominaria. We still don't know what the fall set is, which leads me to believe it's also tied to Dominaria. We have this big thing about historic, about artifacts, about legendary creatures, about planeswalkers, rule change with planeswalkers. I would not be surprised to see them return to planeswalkers as commanders. And whether that comes along with the rules committee allowing planeswalkers to be commanders is an open question.
That's not going to happen.
Why?
I don't think.
Why?
Because Sheldon said, like, they are not more likely to do it now. They actually are less likely, because the fact that they're legal as commanders in Brawl lets people who are itching to play a Planeswalker as a commander have Brawl as an outlet.
Okay, fair enough.
So they said they are less likely to do it, not more likely.
Fair enough. I still don't think that rules out Wizards doing Planeswalkers as commanders again. But
no, it doesn't. It doesn't, but it does rule out the rules change from the rules committee side.
Yeah, fair. In theory, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
No,
that's just some shit you gotta read. You gotta read the shit Sheldon says. But hey,
that's good info, Jason, because I didn't realize there had been an update from them as recently as that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm on this fucking podcast, right? You guys don't have to pay attention to you can't have your EDH expert be like, I don't know what Sheldon's thinking, dog. So, yeah, that's what I know. So, I think the play is just wait a little bit, and I think keep following all of us on Twitter, keep listening to this podcast. When there's a play to be made, we'll let you know first thing. And maybe if you're in the Discord server, because you go to brainstormbrewery.com/patreon.com/brainstormbrewery.
Close.
brainstormbrewery.com/brainstormbrewery-patreon.org. If you're a patron, dude, like we'll talk about it in Discord before we talk about it on the podcast.
When do we typically find out what they are? I know it seems early to think about. They usually come out in the fall, or they usually come out in the winter. But
it's different. It's a different month. If you look back, it's longer and longer just based on whatever else is going on. So
I know it seems early, but like we're almost into the summer now, so we got to figure out what's happening.
The fact that the MSRP is up on these, that tells me they're going to be spicy. I think there's going to be some spicy reprints in there. I think before, like, dude, at $40 MSRP, they can't put a $25 card in there, and now they're like,
they're $50 now.
I don't know.
They're 40, up from 35.
Up from 35, yeah.
That's so small. I
maybe
think that might just be typical inflation, but
I don't know. Maybe there's a because they put a $25 worm coil in a $35 deck, so maybe they put a $30 card in a $40 deck.
That's certainly possible.
Because they know it'll come down. It'll look crazy at first. Well, but then when people buy those decks, they'll sell a bunch of those decks, dude.
Speaking you know what sells a lot of decks? Deck is so good value. It's such good value.
Making all the decks equal. That's been good. Making all the decks equal so one doesn't sell out and the LGS is like, what the fuck? I got to buy a 4-pack just to get the one? It's like I'm out of chocolate ice cream and my distributor is only selling me Neapolitan. You want the decks equal, and they're all nuts. And, like, the one that looks like the worst, the red-white one from 2015, looks like the best later. So you'll figure it out. I think when there's a play to be made, we'll tell you about it. Next email.
From Brian Vander Yuga or something. I'm not going to... Your last name is awful.
Make sure to make fun of him about his last name and also where he lives.
Is it J-U-G-T? Vander Yuga?
It's Jeugdt.
Tell us his address and make fun of him for where he lives, too.
Vander Yugd.
Yugd? All right.
Juged. Vander John.
Jason's the one that likes to collect German cards, so... Sounds German,
that sounds
right?
more Dutch than German.
Read
the
email.
Man, we don't know.
Hey, crew. I have 2 questions. Look at you. You think I'm going to read
the email?
Pick one of his questions.
I was not playing when the 2008 recession happened, and I'm wondering what it did to price trends, especially constructed staples and collector's cards like Moxes, Antiquities, Legends, etc.
Let's tackle this first. This is a good question.
I am asking because current economic trends are closely mirroring what happened right before 2008, and I want to make sure I'm not surprised if the worst would happen.
Are you talking about how a big tax cut leads to a recession? Because we're thinking about that shit too.
I'll say this, without getting too much into this.
Ever the centrist.
There is a recession every 7 years on average in the United States. We are in the current, right now, the recovery we're in is the longest in history. So, yes, there is a recession coming. Inflation is ticking up. These are completely justifiable concerns on a macro level, right? I believe that will happen. However, now we're going to talk about Magic. 2008 didn't do anything to Magic. As a matter of fact, that was right in the depths of the recession right there, 2009, 2010, whatever, after the collapse. So actually, that's you get around to Zendikar-ish time, and that is when Magic exploded. You know, whether it exploded,
Scars Innistrad,
whether it exploded because it was bouncing back from the disaster that was mirrored into Kombat
That's because people didn't have money for a jet ski, but they had money for a booster pack.
Maybe.
That's why.
But you can also...
People went and saw more movies during that recession. People did more $10 shit because they couldn't afford to do $200 shit.
You can
That's
also...
just how it goes.
Right. You can also say that, I mean, Planeswalkers came out, ish around that. We're looking at a several-year span here, but around then, Duels of the Planeswalkers came out, and I think that was the big one that drove growth. So it is really hard to say how a recession will affect Magic this time around. However, it is true that the last one, which was a really, the second worst recession or whatever in the history of the United States, did not do anything to Magic. And in fact was good for it for those reasons. Like people they didn't go on expensive trips, they stayed in. Magic's pretty cheap if you stay in, especially if you're playing Duels of the Planeswalkers or conveniently this time around like Magic Arena. All of that said, it could have an impact on reserved list stuff or things like that that are sort of the the luxury of the luxuries.
Yeah.
So even if it affects Magic in one way, it may not affect those high-end staples that way that are, luxury items.
All of Magic is a luxury item, Corbin.
I'm aware of that. However, everything
I know you're aware of that. I just
Hey, let's have a guest who's really an idiot on our podcast, and we can debate the reserve list. You guys want to do that?
Let's not.
Just have a dumb, stupid idiot come on the podcast.
Let's just take all you have to do is just pick one person at random from your local Facebook group, ask them about the reserve list, and you have an approximation of every reserve list argument ever made.
Yeah, and then just bring that dude on the podcast. What the fuck? I've been playing Magic since Rivals Ixalan, and I can't play Vintage. This is bullshit. And just bring that guy on the podcast.
Let's not too get deep into that. Read the
That's
second.
how he talks.
Read
too.
the,
That's
sec-
how,
read the
exactly
second
how his
question.
voice
DJ.
sounds.
If MTG Arena is a massive success at release, what do you think will happen to the paper casual and paper constructed crowds, respectively?
They will go
do you
up
think we
in
will
price.
see? Yeah. Do you think we will not see any noticeable changes, or we may see large? Format your emails better, dude. Goddamn. Or we may see large growth in either of these groups.
Probably isn't his first language.
DJ is so messed. This is just messed up, man. You dox people. You make fun of them for not having their first language be the same as yours. Go write an email in French and let me know how it sounds, asshole. God. DJ. Anyways.
Wow, he got quiet. You hit on him so hard he quit the podcast. Nah, man, it would have to be a pretty massive success to really drive prices noticeably. You guys are talking about I don't know, man. Duels of the Planeswalkers being good
There's a big if there.
Yeah.
If MTG Arena is a massive success at release,
I
we're
agree.
already working
with
Duels
of the.
Are we?
No one's gonna.
Is that capturing Magic people, or is that capturing Hearthstone people and bringing them into Magic?
Look at it this way, guys. Duels of the Planeswalkers was not something that any of us would have called good back then. It wasn't. They didn't even have the full rules of Magic, right? It was terrible. However, it did bring a lot of non-Magic players into the game, and it was part of the big boom in the game. Magic.
That's how
Magic
that's
Arena.
How I taught my wife Magic.
Yeah,
because it wasn't great. It wasn't the full rules of Magic. But if someone was brand new, they're like, "Oh shit, this game is way easier to grok than I thought."
Yeah, I've played a lot of MTG Arena. It's kind of close, and I do think it is, man. You just click the land, it does it. If you can't play anything, it automatically passes for you. You just pull a card out, it automatically taps your mana. It moves you. There's only 4 steps essentially. It's main phase, combat, main phase, end step. It really, the simplified version of the game is very good. Now, this is a different climate. Duels of the Planeswalkers basically had nothing to compete with. MTG Arena has Hearthstone and Eternal and on and on and on. All of that said, I think it's pretty reasonable at pulling a Hearthstone player, for instance, into trying Magic if they can fix some of the, and I'm not going to get into the economy but if they can get a good new player experience into the platform that says, hey, you've played Hearthstone for 2 years, you've never played Magic, here's how to suck you into this game. If they can master that, I do feel like the actual engine and the way the game works through is on the level of being able to do that. So I don't think MTG Arena's pulling in a bunch of Magic players and nobody else. It is going to hit the market they want it to hit. We don't know how much it's going to hit them, and a lot of that depends on some other factors. But it's pretty good. So
good.
So all of that said, though, we are back to the question. Just because it's a good game or we think it's good, I think it's good at these things, doesn't mean it's going to be a success. If it is, it will drive paper prices up. If people like MTG Arena, some people will just play on their phones. But unlike Hearthstone or Eternal or whatever other card game you like to play online, turns out you can also go to the store on Friday night and play with other people who like the same thing you do.
Yeah, there's a next level. It's not like there's Hearthstone Pro at an LGS where people can be like, I'm sick of this app. That's a good point, man. That people could graduate. In the same way it was dumb that people graduated from Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
People could graduate from Arena to all right, I'm ready to go play with some people, even though they probably smell bad. Hey, fuck, they smell.
Well, the thing
they
too,
smell so bad.
Thing
you're
about
in the LGS and your eyes are watering. You're like, why are my eyes watering? Is someone cutting onions? But no, it's just a dude next to you who like he's like, I saw Avengers 3 times this weekend and didn't shower, and he's like, I think it's time for Sealed League.
Nothing like perpetuating stereotypes, Jason.
Hey man, that may have been a direct experience from today. You don't know.
So the thing too about what MTG Arena will have that Hearthstone doesn't is with Hearthstone, in order to go anywhere on a competitive level, you have to grind the game infinitely, try to be top 100 to get points, to play in this qualifier tournament, to go to this thing, on and on. And they have experimented with having some smaller events, but they don't have this level of, if you want to be good at this game and you want to progress, it's very easy. For instance, if you're into playing the game on your computer or whatever, you're going to watch Twitch because that's sort of the crowd you're hitting. You're going to watch a Pro Tour. You're going to, I want to be on the Pro Tour. And you know what? Sure, there may or may not be past an arena to get there, but you can go play that PPTQ on Saturday and it's draft or sealed, just like you've been playing on MTG Arena. And now you're into paper Magic, and then you get sucked into all the other forms of Magic, whether it's drafting at F&M, whether you decide to build a constructed deck or not, whether you play Commander, etc. Once you get people into the ecosystem, they're there. So, I mean, that's why, in my opinion, they've put so much time and money and effort into Arena. Is they saw with Duels of the Planeswalkers what it can do for the bottom line of the paper game. Which, no matter how successful Arena is, paper game is still that's where the money is. That's what drives. That's what drives everything.
You said pee-pee.
True. All right, next email.
Hey nerds, what's up? From Juan Rodriguez. It's your boy Malibus, Milotic plus Feebas, for those who didn't get that. Here
What?
squatting on my... It's a Pokemon reference.
Oh,
He's
no,
in Discord.
Don't read this email.
No,
don't read this email.
He's in Discord regularly. Go ahead.
Here squatting on my potty, waiting for a new spicy meme ball to fall out of the Brew Crew's doom gaping maw. Ugh, I hate this person now.
Now?
Continue.
So I wanted to see if you nerds knew how to get better at grading cards, and by that I assume you mean conditioning cards, because nobody grades cards unless you work at BGS or PSA.
That's a good point.
Oh,
Because
God, you keep dunking on this nerd.
Because I'm done with random vendors on TCG Player trying to pawn off their beat-up crud to me, sent from my Poke Salte. Oh, wow, you're original. So, if you want to get better at conditioning cards, first of all, use a quality light. Too many people are like, my living room with the lights off is a quality space to condition my volcanic island, and that's not true. You should just get like a desk lamp or something and then use it, and then hold your card up to the light and angle it, and then look to see if there's any actual surface wear or edge wear or scratches or anything like that, because there are more aspects to the condition of a card and instead of just like the edge wear or gigantic gashes through it. There's actually a lot of other things that can go wrong with a card, so do that. And I can tell that this email doesn't really mean anything, because the people who need to read the email and the people who need to learn how to condition cards better aren't going to be listening to this cast. They're just people who make stores on TCG Player and then make poor decisions with their grading.
Sure.
So.
I mean, it's not necessarily just that, because some people might want to know the difference between, slightly played and near mint or lightly played or whatever. So how about this? Is there a difference when you're conditioning cards between a revised Dual Land and Rivals of Ixalan card?
No.
Okay. A lot of people think that there are.
And they're wrong, which is cool. So,
well, why don't you elaborate on that, DJ? Like, why? A lot of people would say, just based on the average, right? There are fewer of these cards that are near mint.
Yep.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm holding a volcanic island here, and it is heavily played, as you can probably see, or maybe not.
What do you want for that Volk, man? I need a Volk.
I have an Alpha Black Knight here that is beat to shit.
I have another this one's actually already sold. It's reserved, but I have another one if you want for 320.
Oh man, you're gonna charge me 320?
Yes.
That's how you gonna do your boy? Shit, dude. Maybe I'm gonna change my vote on that Twitter thing. Maybe I am tilted.
And or salty.
And or salty.
And so, the age of a card does not impact how harshly it should, or how accurately it should be conditioned. So, if you have a Kazul Tyrant of the Cliffs right here and a Volcanic Island, if they have identical edgeware and identical scratching and identical everything else, they are the same condition.
And this is how a big vendor will grade cards. right? That's what you're saying?
Correct.
Yep. I think that's
A
important.
near mint card is a near mint card. The only distinction where a near mint card for one thing might not be a near mint card for another thing is foils, because there are extra things that can go wrong with foils that can make them not near mint as opposed to a non-foil card. So foils can have clouding on them, or the foiling can become dulled or worn a little bit, and the foiling itself can become played, for lack of a better term, even if you're like, I kept it in a binder for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah, that might not be good for it if you, depending on the quality of the binder you use, depending on how well you sleep the card in the binder.
Are there 20-year-old foils?
Probably. Urza block?
Urza's
99 or 99.
Close.
Oh, man.
They were probably printed 20 years ago.
So, yeah. The condition of a card is going to be the same regardless of its age.
So are you of the opinion
that
nothing is near mint unless it's Marcel mint or Cyto mint or whatever, and everything is slightly played, or?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that I am experienced enough while conditioning cards, because I have conditioned so many cards that I am able to find defects and find issues with cards that people might not otherwise have, because of their inexperience, and that might get me a reputation for being a harsh grader, in which I would respond that I'm an accurate grader or conditioner.
His first summer job was egg candling.
Well, another thing is, so there is a school of thought that the front of a card matters more than the back of a card, to which I would respectfully disagree with. I think like this volcanic actually has a really, really good front, and the front of it, if you look at this front, it's like, you're like, wow, that's near mint, it's got nothing wrong with it. And the back is heavily played, and so some schools of thought will say, well, this Volk is near mint front, HP back, that makes it MP. You sort of meet in the middle. It's got a really nice front. It's going to look great in a sleeve. You're never going to take it out of the sleeve. It looks near mint, and then the back is just destroyed. It's
well, do you think that the prices should be different for a card that has a beat up front but a good back compared to, say, a good front but a beat up back? Because I understand if we're, just by the harsh rules of conditioning cards, that might be true, but to a player, they can be worth a very different price, right?
Absolutely. I think you can make that argument if you are an owner of that dual land trying to sell the card.
Oh, yeah.
If you're selling on
I talk about wear completely different when I'm trying to pick up a card versus when I'm trying to get rid of a card.
Well, the thing is, too, because if you're, if you are the person trying to sell that, and if you're a store, for instance, and then someone calls you, like, whatever you price it at, if someone says, the back of this is beat to shit, so how can you sell it at this price? Like, you can't disagree with that. You can say whatever you want, but... I agree. There is if I'm a player looking at a card, there's a difference to me. I want the front to look good or whatever, right? But if I'm buying a card, I have to always be prepared for the possibility that I sell it at the lowest possible grade because somebody cares. Some people don't care. Some people don't care if there's a little nick on their card, right? Like if you give them $1 off, they don't care, right? But some people will, especially as you go up the chain of cards worth money, start to care about every piece of it. And then, you just have to be more strict with what you can pay on stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think my advice to you, if you are getting burned a lot by vendors who are selling on TCG, and you're probably buying from the cheapest copy on TCG, which means that has a higher chance of being a less experienced seller who is just sort of like a player trying to move cards, my experience to you would be to, turn it into a teachable moment for them. If you have a lot of experience conditioning cards and you know what to look for, then you can provide them that feedback and help them get better at conditioning so that the entire platform works smoother all around in the future.
They may or may not listen, but that is a noble idea.
It's worth a try, right? Like, and if something goes horribly wrong and if you end up having a shouting match with them over the internet, the platform you're selling on or buying on will have your back as the buyer. So like TCG Player or eBay has the ability to step in and resolve it. And if you're buying and if you got a lightly played Volk instead of a near mint one or whatever, you'll get refunded for that. You will be compensated.
Well, the other thing too is at some point you kind of get what you pay for, right? Is basic capitalism at work. If you buy the cheapest copy, you're going to get the cheapest copy. If you go for the reputable dealer,
if it's listed as near mint, you can't just say, you get what you get.
I understand that, but like if you are, you just have to accept that any platform that is open to anybody is going to have more experienced and less experienced people, and the more experienced people are going to charge a little more. So if you want, if you want to you do have the option available to you if you're just don't want to. If you want to decrease the odds of having a card misconditioned, buy from a reputable dealer. It'll cost you $1 or $2 more or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that's just a reality. So it's just capitalism.
And I mean, that's one of my, I think that's one of my only complaints of Card Sphere up until this point is that, as somebody who puts just a buy list up there, I'm like, send me all these cards at 75% value. I don't care what they are, and I'll like say, I accept near mint, lightly played, MP at this price. I'll take them all, whatever percentage. That's Jason scrambling away from his computer as I address the topic of Card Sphere.
That was me.
But
yeah, it's a little awkward watching you fillet them.
Yeah,
no,
right.
I'm actually about to.
He's complaining about
actually
them, but same thing, really. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. So my one complaint about the
there's
site
only one complaint is
go ahead.
Is that there's no real way to verify or get sort of a reputation on the site other than the number of trades completed. There's no way to like 5-star somebody or provide them feedback on like, this person conditioned my card awesomely, or this person sent me 85 cards and they were all the correct condition. There's no real way to like respond or give feedback on that. And so I've had a lot of people sending me cards who have low number of trades overall, and I've had a decent number of misconditions where I've had to open up more than a higher number of disputes than I would like to. So but I mean, the admins have been good about it in terms of refunding me.
Sure.
So
No, that is a good thing to note that kind of exists in whatever forum, whether it's Card Sphere.
Yeah, any platform where you let random people send you things, even no matter how many rules lists you put up, no matter how many instructional
guides,
videos, no matter how many condition guides, you're just going to get stuff that's less than what you ask for.
All right.
And
next email, please.
This one says, question, I'm a $20 patron. That's not a question. From Blake Smith.
Just read the email, man. You have one job. Just read the email.
Jason, does this name sound familiar? Blake Smith?
Blake Smith? No, it sounds like somebody in witness protection.
Hey, DJ, I'm pretty 100% sure you're the only one that reads the email, so I love the podcast. He spelled podcast as 2 words, by the way.
Suck it, Blake Smith, you nerd.
Actually, this one's a little bit directed at Jason. I have a question about my drinking glass. When am I supposed to get that?
Hey, man, when DJ tells me to send it to you.
Jason mentions it every week, and it sort of grinds on me a bit when he punches up the 20 level, talking about how handsome the glasses are. And I agree, they look great. I remember Marcel mentioning it a while back, how he wasn't happy with the quality of them for some reason, so maybe it's that.
Dude, no, don't, because Marcel shit on the people that made the good glasses, and then he went to another company that made inferior glasses. We went back to that original company, and Marcel had opened... Like, he shit on him on Yelp, like, every place you could shit on a company, he shit on him, and we're like, hey, we should make some glasses for us, you did a good job. Marcel's mad, but he's not affiliated with our brand anymore, and they're like, I will sue you, we will take legal action if you contact us again. I'm like, alright, that's cool, thanks. So Marcel took down all the bad reviews.
Gotta give it to Marcel, man. He goes, when he decides to go on something, he goes all the way.
He went on, he was like, hey man, I asked for fucking burnt marigold on the yellow on these hoodies, and it wasn't burnt marigold, it was burnt umber. You need to send us all new hoodies. So... Like, one of our Teespring campaigns, we're doing a new Teespring campaign soon. That's something I gotta do. I'll do it. I'll do it next week.
Are you gonna send Blake his glasses next week?
Fuck Blake. Anyway, we're gonna...
Hang on, the email continues, Jason.
No. So Marcel was like, send us all new shirts, and they did. They sent us, like, everybody that ordered a hoodie got 2. Everyone that ordered a shirt got 2. They're like, we're sorry, we were 10 degrees off with the color. So Marcel's like, yeah, he got drunk with that power, and he's like, you didn't do the glasses. The logo tapers down the glass. It's supposed to be straight down. They're like, that's not industry standard. He's like, I'll tell you what's industry standard. I'm in the music industry. And they're like, stop giving us bad Yelp reviews. So the company that made us, like, really good glasses you could put in the dishwasher,
the beauty of this, I didn't even know this. I actually did not even know that this had happened.
No.
This is incredible,
the first glasses we got were so good, and the second glasses we got are fucking garbage. And, like, you put them in the dishwasher and it takes the logo off, and like that original company, I want to go back to them, but they're like, we're not dealing with the
All right, well, just
I recognize your logo. You gave us a bad Yelp review, so I don't know what to do. We got to find a third company.
we do
or something.
well,
I don't know.
We are going to need more glasses. I've given out a few.
No, we aren't going to need more glasses. We have like 200 in my house.
Oh, good.
We'll never get through
Well,
them.
why don't you
we
send
haven't
Blake
added a
some,
new
man?
Okay, well, you know what? Someone at Brainstorm Brewery, either you or DJ, needs to keep me apprised of who needs scent glasses. You tell me.
Why can't you keep yourself apprised of that?
Because dude, you got the.
Here we go.
The
He's the
access.
talent.
You got the Patron
That's the
access.
stage of Jason's career on Brainstorm Brewery we've reached. He's
Look,
pulling
man,
Orion on us.
I can either go on Patreon at patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery, and I could look and see who needs scent glasses, or I can send them. I'm not going to do both. I'm not your bitch.
That's a good point, DJ. You better go look it up, man. What he said makes sense. I don't know what to tell you.
So Blake,
I got my
it's
playmat super
Blake?
quick, so thanks for being so professional about that, as it looks real
Blake, if DJ told me to send you glasses, I would have, man.
good. Me and my friends pretty much just play Commander and Magic and drink while doing so. It would be nice to fully represent the podcast.
I agree.
Also, if this is Jason, I could mess with... what does it say?
This is so passive aggressive. Fuck this guy.
Also, if this is Jason, could you mess with him? And next time he is doing his Patreon pitch, just keep asking him, "Hey, Jason, what do people get at the $20 level?" until he gets annoyed about it, and then maybe just suggest that he forgot to maybe he forgot to send one out. Maybe. If this is just some sort of kind of weird mishap or something, just let me know. Also, I sort of hope this is on Jason, just to mess with him. Keep up the good work, you guys. You're really entertaining. A great part of my week. The Discord is great. Basically free value. Actually, it's $1 a month value.
No, it's free value because a bunch of people subscribed at $1 a month and they stopped fucking paying us and they're still on Discord. We know who you are. We're going to find you. We're going to root you out.
And I think the perma guest checks are old.
Oh my god. DJ
Thanks, Blake Smith, sent from a Samsung tablet like a normal person.
Oh, Blake and DJ just destroyed you. What do you call it, Jason? It is a callback? Is that what it is? Is it a callback? Oh my gosh.
Hey, man, look, this is all on DJ. If he'd said, "Hey, send Blake some glasses."
DJ, man, that delivery, I thought you were just being annoying as shit earlier. That delivery, man, that was good. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
That was nice. Maybe Jason will send you a glass now, but if you know Jason, it's more likely you're
No,
never going to get
due.
one. Yeah.
He's due too. And if
you may as well just look, man. Just reach out to me or DJ individually.
I'll just send you 3. I'll send you 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. They're gonna get fucked up in your dishwasher.
They're not.
That's Marcel's fault.
They're not that bad. All right, I have had 3 glasses. I gave out a couple. Only one of them got messed up. But we are going to get a new run once.
It says Brainstorm Brewery. This was in the dishwasher one time.
I just have my wife hand wash mine.
One of you would.
Yeah, none of our wives fucking
says,
sleep in a dog kennel with a collar around their neck. Some of our wives won't do dishes.
My glass now says Rainstorm Brewery, so that's probably a different sort of thing. I don't know, but
yeah, man. Sometimes your glass gets all fucked up.
All right, next email.
This person sent us 3 emails, and they're all PS. What the? The email DJ keeps begging for, from Kyle A. Wells. Hey, Brew Crew and DJ.
From Kyle Wells. Don't read this. This guy's a nerd, man.
Why don't you guys do some videos of bulk picking, like a box opening? Oh, you guys like box openings? Is that what this is devolving? God damn it.
YouTube.
But with valuable insight to your viewers.
We'll do videos of box openings, and then pretty soon we're at an alt-right rally with a tiki torch. Is that what you want? Is that what you... Look, guy opens an unlimited booster box.
Stop.
And gets
Stop. Cut it off right there. Continue, DJ.
Is that what you want?
Explain why you're picking or passing on interesting cards. I'd also watch a video where you interview one another, like recent limited resources episode between Marshall and Lewis. I love Marshall's cat. What is this?
We don't watch other people's podcasts.
You know his name is Luis, right? He's like a known person. You can get his name right.
Do you have pets? Question mark. Please continue the interview amongst yourselves.
You're so white.
Thanks for reading my email and for all the valuable insight. I sure hope one of the picks you've gotten me pays off eventually. Wow. Your friend
nickels
and
are
mine.
turning into dimes any day.
Set for my iPhone XXX.
What? He's got a Stormy Daniels iPhone? This is a good night. I'm very
Yes,
drunk.
thanks to Jason for being my tour guide during my trip to Frankenmuth, Michigan.
That dude. The dude is like, he's like, Frankenmuth's expensive, and I looked at like his receipt. He got like 9 entrees. He's like, this place is expensive. I was like, you order a lot of food, dog. That's not my fault. But he got good. This guy has got impeccable taste in beer, so hats off to him. You got good beer taste, and like Frankenmuth is a good beer town. So you know what? I was super impressed with the shit you ordered, man. So keep it up.
Then his third email said, "Please read all these emails out loud, and I will consider raising my Patreon level. But if you release my email address, I swear to Yawgmoth."
That's a DJ thing.
Oh,
he loves to read email addresses. Oh boy.
Wow.
Does this guy do glasses? Because I actually like this dude. I interacted with him on.
I don't know
either
what
Twitter
level
or
is he at, and
Discord.
what level do the $20 patrons get?
Hey man, $20 patrons are people, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, okay.
Like,
How generous of you.
Hey, I would use the word benevolent, but okay, generous is fine too.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
All right, we got one more email
All right,
in us.
next email.
We got one more in the tank.
Next email.
This one is a $20 Patreon question from Kyle Reed, also known as Black Pearl Actual in the Discord.
Oh, my man.
this-
My favorite guy to talk politics with.
Brew Crew, just want to say I think
Be
it's about
serious.
time DJ gets to stop being a guest on the cast.
No,
No, he didn't
This
do
is
his
why your-
feats of
this-
finance.
This is why your political opinions are wrong, too.
If that means setting him out loose on a quest in the desert for 14 days to find his spirit animal, then so be it. But the guy deserves a chance, as he is literally
That's
the coin
cultural
star of MTG
appropriation.
Finance.
That worked for him in Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, but that was like 2 seconds. He's like, go find your spirit
was pretty
animal.
quick,
Like
yeah.
the first person he ran into, she's like, I'm gonna kick you, and now we're in a fight now.
No,
I'm
no, no.
game.
It was a he.
Oh, is that when you met Tomahawk?
Yeah, like it's real weird. That movie's not good. The first one was great. That one is bad.
Tomahawk Street Fighter. What was that guy's name?
It's I don't remember, man. It's like something racist, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's Nightwolf or some.
It probably
No,
is.
Nightwolf sounds
I'm gonna
cool.
look it up real quick.
I thought but when did he fight? He fought Jade in the desert too. What? That's so weird.
I'm gonna look it up, man. I
saw
love
this movie. I saw this movie under a year ago because we roasted it. We did a show where we watched bad movies like Air Bud and The Happening, and then we
It's
made fun of them.
Nightwolf.
Oh, it was.
He teaches him the power of the animality.
I'm glad that it was like, hey, he turns into a beast, right? We'll call it bestiality, and they're like, there's some dude on the team's like, maybe we want to call it like animality, and they're like, nah, bestiality just sounds got a better ring to it. He's like, trust me, you don't want to call it that.
All right, first she faces a trial
Why are you
of
so insistent
self-esteem,
about this, Todd?
self-esteem and focus. The second is in the form of temptation, which manifests itself in the form of Jade, a mysterious warrior.
Oh, that was his second test.
Yeah,
All right.
and then the third test is never revealed. Ooh. I really liked those Mortal Kombat movies as a kid, I won't lie.
No, the first one was good. The
Yeah,
second one was...
I agree, the second one's stupid. But
pure
the second one
dog.
has Jax in it.
No, the second one, I was like, dude, I can't wait to see how much ass Johnny Cage kicks in this movie. And then my friend Eric high-fived me like,
Instantly
dude,
dies.
I cannot wait. Yeah.
Instantly gets killed.
seriously, because Johnny Cage wasn't he the shit?
He was
did
awesome in the
splits.
first one, yeah.
He did the splits and punched Goro in
Yeah,
his
dude,
balls. Like, those are,
he killed Goro.
those
It
are
was so
$500
impressive.
sunglasses, asshole. And he killed Goro.
He kicked Goro
No
off
one
a
kills
mountain.
Goro.
That dude had like 8 arms.
Yeah, dude, he had Goro had exactly 4 arms.
Whatever. That you know about.
Exactly. I got extra arms. Oh, they don't help me falling off this mountain.
Yeah, the second one was so bad. The TV show was
I
pretty
like,
good, though.
Dude, Johnny Cage is gonna kick so much ass in this movie. I can't wait. Because Johnny Cage was my shit. Because
Because you were...
Nicolas Cage wanted to be named Johnny Cage. Did you know that? He wanted to be a portmanteau of Luke Cage, the Power Man, and Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. Or no, yeah, the Human Torch.
Human Torch, yes.
Human Torch. Yeah, Human Torch and Luke. That Nick Cage, because his real name is Nicholas Coppola, and he didn't want to go by Coppola because he didn't want people to think it was nepotism that got him in Hollywood. So he was like, "Oh, I'll pick my own name. Oh, I'll take my face off, and I'll be Johnny Cage." And they're like, "Yeah, you can't be Johnny Cage." He's like, "Oh, Nick Cage." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever." I spent all my money on dinosaur bones. Well, you should have fucking bought some stocks. What are you doing? So, I was like, John. When I found that out, he was modeled after Jean-Claude Van Damme, and his name was taken from a name that Nick Cage wanted to be. I was like, yeah, that guy's my shit.
And then
He's Mr. Hollywood.
And then he died.
And he does the shadow kick, and he does the splits punch.
And then he died.
He had a fire, he had like a green fireball thing.
Yes,
How
man.
did he do that?
And then he died really fast.
The fastest. He died before the
beginning
credits of that movie.
Yeah, before the opening sequence or whatever.
Ugh.
I don't remember. Was there an email at some point?
Yep.
Who cares?
I forget.
The movie is called Mortal Kombat Annihilation, for those of you wondering.
It's great.
And the soundtrack was pretty good. Had some KMFDM on there. It was a good soundtrack.
You should go watch the TV show too. It's good.
No, don't do that. That was really bad. It was filmed in Nickelodeon Studios in Florida, and there was a dude running around molesting people and looking at their feet. So stay away from Nickelodeon stuff from the 90s.
What?
You didn't hear about that? There's a dude in Nickelodeon that loved Lizzie McGuire's feet and stuff like that. Yeah, look that up. That's a real thing.
All right,
that was like a Me Too thing that came out, and everyone glossed over because like, feet, no big deal. Tell me what Louis C.K.'s up to.
All right, man. DJ,
this podcast went off the rails at multiple points.
The guy deserves a chance, as he is literally the coin star of MTG Finance. However, I would appreciate it if you guys would stop relying on him so much to babysit the poors in the Discord channel. If people listening to this,
I'm in Discord all the time.
I'm never in Discord. You people are awful.
Neither of you are ever in Discord.
I'm Discord all the time.
I'll get on Discord right now. Because you shamed me.
Jason's in there once in a while. Corbin's never there.
I'm always in the Discord. This meme is so stupid.
Corbin,
are you salty?
I gotta
Corbin,
say,
are you salty? Do I need to make a Twitter poll?
Corbin, based on personal experience, you're never in Discord.
Yeah, good point, Jason.
If people listening to this are curious what a poor is, then they probably are, and they need to wake up to the fact that the $20 tier is the best EV out there. Not only have I made a crap ton of money having access to Pick of the Week and Breaking Bulk spreadsheets, but also got some sweet beer glasses to drown my sorrows in after
Did
Corbin
you get
wrecks
them?
me.
Did you actually get them?
Also got some sweet beer glasses to drown my sorrows in after Corbin wrecks me in a political debate on the Discord. The beautiful thing is, though, you don't even have to spend $20 a month to be abused, because there's a tier especially designed for the poors at the $1 mark, costing you merely quarters an episode and pennies on the insults. Regardless, I'm pretty sure I saw a DJ wearing a BSB shirt on the YouTube channel, and I want one, so when can I get one? I'm wearing one right now.
Okay, by the time this podcast is live, within 2 or 3 days.
Okay. I actually, this is a great email, and I love... I know some people won't like the politics.
How do you get wrecked in a political debate by Corbin? He's a centrist. He's always wrong. He's wrong from both sides.
I love discussing politics with him, actually. It's really informative and good.
We're going to say enlightening?
Well, like, yeah, in the sense that you see, it's a different perspective, right? He's I'm not going to, like, reveal all his personal details, but he has a very different...
What's his email address?
Anyways, the point is... there is a politics channel if you're into that on Discord, and if you're not into that, stay far away from it, and that's fine. No one will bug you.
And is there truth to the rumor that modern staples are cheaper in Korea?
How would I know that? They're cheaper in North Korea because people just need food.
They just can't eat.
They'll just trade them for food.
Just like high school cafeteria, right?
Yeah, the price of Magic Staples is a lot like that missile testing facility underground. They completely collapsed.
Yeah. I mean, arbitrage is a thing. I don't specifically know Korea. It does pop up sometimes, whether it's between Europe and the United States or Japan or Korea.
Yeah, I don't know where the rumor came from that modern staples would be cheaper in Korea, because generally competitive staples are more expensive outside of the U.S.
Right.
And casual stuff like Ristic Study or Reliquary Tower is going to be cheaper, just because Commander is sort of a U.S.-grown format, and while it exists in the other parts of the world, it's just not as popular, and it's just sort of not the predominantly chosen game mode to play, so... I don't know where the rumor came from. Maybe there's truth to it, because I'm more knowledgeable about, like, Japan and Europe than Korea, but I don't know, man. My first guess would be that, like, just Balefire legions and crap like that are cheaper, but you also don't want to buy non-English ones of those because they're garbage.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
And also, if you're a Korean listener and you were offended by anything that we said about Korea, Nong Jongmai Miao Ne.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
That's actual Korean. It means me so sorry.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right.
That's
there you go.
Email,
that's your mailbag.
Can we go back to this Nickelodeon Feet thing?
I'd prefer if we didn't, as a matter of fact.
I don't. Oh, but now I gotta Google Nickelodeon Feet.
I really don't want that to happen. Actually, can we do pick of the week instead?
Nah, it's Nickelodeon foot fetish. Is that gonna bring it up, or is that just gonna bring up Kenan Thompson, and then I have to like look at him sideways every time I watch Dan Schneider? Oh man, they brought it up. I googled Nickelodeon foot fetish, and sure enough, Dan Schneider came right up.
Dude, Google is listening to us. I just typed in Dan S, and it's popped up Dan Schneider immediately.
Yeah, he's no longer with the company, but do you think he looked at girl feet, or do you think he looked at like the fat kid from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody's feet too? Like, you think he was like,
that was on the Disney Channel, you idiot.
Okay, here's the thing. I was born in 1984. I wasn't watching any of that shit when I was in college.
You are old. Get your Disney Channel shows mixed up with your Nickelodeon shows, you savage. It's embarrassing.
Dude, this guy's seriously sexualized minor children's feet.
Cool.
That's
I'm glad you told us about this, Jason. Thanks.
No, I'm just like, now you know. I had to know about it. Why do you get to not know about Dan Schneider's foot fetish?
It's actually
and if he were Quentin Tarantino, he could be like, oh, I'm Quentin Tarantino, and I'm super into Uma Thurman's giant weirdo feet with her thumb toes. I'm super cool. With her stork-looking lady weird feet. But, like, he's got to look at kid feet. And, you know, that's where I draw the line. I'm sorry. Does that make me anti-foot fetish? No, it makes me anti-kid foot fetish, right? Like, there's a good line between there. You wait till they're 18, then you ask them to pop on those sandals. So, like, there's like a demarcation there, and I think it's clearly at their 18th birthday. Am I wrong for saying that? Does that make me a prude? I don't know.
Anyways,
pick of the week.
Pick of the week, please.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
I'll go first.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week.
We all want to go first.
I'll go first. I have one that's one of my favorite cards to brew with in Modern, and has been slowly and solidly creeping up for the past. Shut up. For the past 6 months or so, maybe almost a year now since it rotated out of Standard. But Eldritch Evolution is one of the most powerful tutors that we've ever seen.
I don't even know what that is. Is that the spell?
It's a 3-mana
birthing
sorcery,
pod?
1 green. As an additional cost sacker creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X +2. So you can say Kitchen Finks and get anything that's 5. And it's then you get a creature with X or below and put it directly into play. So like if you sack a 3-drop, you can get anything that's 5 or below and put it into play. So I mean, Court of Calling's expensive, and that's probably the thing it's most similar to, in that it's just a cheap way to tutor, and it's just such good value. It pops up from time to time in Modern and Saheeli combo decks or Kiki Jiki combo decks or whatever, and it's just a pretty broken tutor and Commander obviously as well. So barring a reprint, I really like the growth on this thing.
How reprintable even is that?
Well, it says Eldritch in it, so basically it comes down to
it's kind of goofy.
It comes down to whether or not it hits in a Commander deck or not.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I feel like this is,
and it's a tutor, so I don't know that they want to put a tutor this powerful into a precon Commander deck.
No, they don't, because it's like, is Birthing Pod going to get jammed in Commander deck, and then the rest of the decks are like, oh, I can't keep up.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Eldritch Evolution's really good. It's about $2 right now. It's a long-term pick, but it's a good one.
That's fair. It's definitely a card that could go from 2 to 6 overnight, just based on a deck list that hits.
That's also true. And yeah, I mean the card. What I like about it though is that the card's gone from it bottomed out at about $1.30, just a little less than a year ago, right, when it rotated from Standard, and it's up to almost $2.50 already, right? So it's just very quietly nearly doubled since its rotation from Standard. I mean, not completely, right, but close. And that's just the kind of thing that, and it's from Eldritch, or it's from whatever you call Eldritch Moon, which was not the massively open set, etc. You know, there's just no reason not to think that this will be $5, you know, maybe not next year, but
It
the year
would take
after.
and next to nothing to make this a $5 card.
Yeah. Card's sweet.
Okay.
Eldritch Moon, I think, is actually going to hold up pretty well in terms of value.
I agree.
Well,
It's got a lot
I
of.
have an Eldritch Moon pick
Do you really?
as well. Yeah, I literally do.
Okay, go ahead.
My pick is an Eldritch Moon green rare that I think is going to get played in Muldrotha and Tatyova decks. And hey,
Splendid
aren't they
Reclamation.
gonna... Yeah, this guy knows.
Yeah.
When I said Tatyova, it's like, well, shit. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped unless you have an Amulet of Vigor. Hey. Splendid Reclamation's getting played all over. It's in 2 of the most popular EDH decks from the new set. It's $1. Can't go wrong.
It is cheap right now,
You know?
that's for sure.
It's cheap. It's about as cheap as it's going to get. It's a real good card. All land cards from your graveyard, like Get Rog Monster decks.
Brian David
Utility
Marshall,
decks.
BDM has destroyed me with this card in his Sidisi
Yeah, because he
deck
plays it in
over and
Sidisi.
over
Because
again.
he dredges a bunch of lands in his graveyard and just goes.
I
Get
think
it
I'll
back."
just kill Sidisi enough times that he can't replay it and then cast Splendid Reclamation for like.
Sometimes Splendid Reclamation is as good as Boundless Realms.
Or
you know?
better.
There are a lot of times when that.
Or better, even.
But yeah, sometimes it's better. Yeah, it's like, oh, I have 3 basics left in the deck. Let's get them out of the yard. So Splendid Reclamation, not going to get cheaper. And hey, it's in Tatyova and Muldrotha. They're both going to be super popular decks. They're gonna.
Tatyova's sweet.
They're
I
gonna
played
get-
it in Brawl.
Dude, I love Tatyova so much. It's a really straightforward Simic commander, but I think you can brew it in a way that it's not just a deck that you could jam Prime Speaker Zagana in the command zone and play the exact same deck. I think you can brew an actual Tatyova deck, and you got your all kind of stuff goes up: burgeoning, exploration, Horn of Plenty, all kind of stuff. So I think Tatyova is going to make stuff happen. But when I see there's overlap, there's a card that's in both Muldrotha and Tatyova. You can't overlook that. It's $1. It's not going to get cheaper. Buy Splendid Reclamation. You can't fuck this up.
All right.
Do it.
DJ, go ahead.
I also have a green card that it involves lands being in the graveyard. But mine's from Stronghold. I got a collection a while back without being too humble braggy. I got a bunch of Constant Mists in bulk.
Nice.
Yes.
And I listed them on my TCG Player store. I had like 40. And I sold the first 20 relatively quickly, and then I was like, huh. And then I double checked. And then I was the lowest price by a significant margin, so I upped my price to around $3. And then I sold a bunch more. And then I upped my price to $3.75, and I'm still selling them. And now I'm almost out of them.
$3.75?
Popper.
That's more than Card Kingdom. Card Kingdom has these for $2.99.
I sold several on TCG Player this past week for $3.75.
Well, ain't that about a bitch?
And so it's just I had free shipping though, so that's
okay. Sure,
That's
sure.
fine.
But yeah, so that's just a card that I have noticed has gradually crept up because I was continuously the lowest listing, and I had to keep upping my price to make sure I could make more money on them because they were selling out. So it's a card that will probably go to 5 or 6
at an LGS. So I was doing comedy in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. The bridge got iced over. I was stuck up there, so I was in an LGS, and I spent 6 hours picking their inventory. And the guy had like 40 Constant Mists, and I bought all of them for 2 each. And
that's pretty good.
I'm just watching the price just go nuts on these. Like, Get Rog Monster likes it. Like
Popper.
anything that likes lands in the graveyard. Hey, if you're running
it's not
deck
that good in Pauper actually.
Nah, I don't know about
it's like Moment's Peace is almost always better.
Moment's Peace is probably the better one in Pauper,
Yeah.
sure, but like Constant Miss has got a lot of decks in EDH where it's like, hey, you can afford to sack a land, and sometimes you're bringing it back with your Crucible. Sometimes you're getting a Titania trigger from sacking the land or something like that. So Constant Mist is just one of those cards, like, even if you do it for 3 turns in a row, it's super annoying.
Yeah, the cheapest listing on TCG right now is 4, so maybe you don't buy in it for...
buy those last 3 copies from Card Kingdom at $3, and then when people go looking, they're like, oh shoot, Card Kingdom sold out at 3, maybe some stuff's going on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick a backup pick, because I actually don't like this buy 4 because I think it goes to like 5 or 6, and I'm not entirely sure if that's worth the
Well,
buy.
hey, buy them for $2.50 on Card Shark. Buy them for $3.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a card that you can.
There's probably 25 copies loose just on all the websites that are like below.
What's your
4.
backup pick, DJ?
You can make
My backup pick is a card that I experienced a similar trajectory with, where I was just continuously the lowest listing on TCG, and I was selling them so fast that I just kept upping my price. And that card is Kataki War's Wage.
And that's in like 2 or 3 copies in the
modern event
deck, right?
Yep, it's in the modern event deck, so I had a pile of them, and I was selling them for like $2, and I sold them super quick, and now I'm selling them for $3, and I'm selling them super quick, and now I have to update my price again, and so it's just a card that you should probably get now before it's more expensive later.
There you go.
Corbin, is Kataki seeing more play in modern sideboards than it used to, or something like that? 'Cause
I don't know if more is correct. It does seem like it's kind of cycled around a little bit. The fact that you have some Elves decks and some more Naya decks kind of popping out. It's a kind of thing you can hit off of a Bloodbraid Elf, and still be an aggressive sort of thing. I would say that it has cycled around a little bit to being played a little more. And generally, remember there's an uptick of Lantern. Affinity just always does well out of nowhere, right? It's just one of those things I think where people took it for granted for a long time. And now with the shift towards creature decks a little more, and specifically Bloodbraid type decks, you want things that can attack instead of just Stony Silences. So I wouldn't say there's any big driving thing to it, but it has cycled around to be in more sideboards than maybe it was 6 months or a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I like this at 3. I like this at 3, and I think it could go to 5 without it if it doesn't get another reprint, because its most recent printing was the modern event deck 4 years ago.
Those are pretty old now. All right, everybody. Well, there you go. This is a little extra bonus Brainstorm Brewery time this week. I think we went. It's safe to say this was. I don't know if this was peak Brainstorm Brewery, but this was close. We were approaching.
Peak Brainstorm Brewery will
None of
always
this
be.
is releasable. If this episode sees the light of day, I would be really surprised.
This episode is people are gonna love this episode, man.
Or hate it.
Or hate it, of course, but.
I stopped subscribing because Jason said the F word and DJ called people nerds.
I've been recording for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
$35 patron, and now I'm not gonna.
Anyways, everybody, thank you for listening to Brainstorm Brewery. We'll be back next week with some, I assume, actual results from Standard to talk about as we get ready for the Pro Tour. But who knows? Maybe we'll just, fart around like this for an hour. Thanks for listening, everybody.
This wasn't. Don't call this farting around. This was quality podcasting. This is what they wanted. Corbin, bad at recording. Can't get that backup recording. Please fire him. Yeah.